Alright, in the last video I talked about, consciousness and everything. Alright. Like with an object, if it's subjective and it has no specific place, if there's no location to a what have you, I guess. If something does not have a location, like an idea or the consciousness, then its location is like that of the graph, the plane, the field. If you have no point on that field, then there is no limitation to the observance of that plane. And that plane would be the universe, and that perspective of complete observance is consciousness. Our existence is that of a point on the field, and which ends up being like a droplet of rain. The funny thing is that, I'm not the only person talking about this. There's plenty of other people that agree with me, and that I agree with on this issue. But I think I have a pretty good way of explaining it. Another aspect of this is, and it can be with little questionnaire things, I guess. For instance, if by some process your brain could be removed and still be in communication with your nervous system, and so you're still looking through your own eyes, you're looking at the doctors as they take your brain out of your body and then they mail it to, let's say, Canada or something like that, and you're still looking at the doctors, mind you, with your brain outside of your body. And so my question is, where are you in that situation? Your brain at that point is a perception. It is a part of the world outside. It is a part of the virtual reality in which you exist. If your brain is somewhere else, where are you at any given time? The reality of our existence is that we have no location. In actual fact, and another good, what in Japanese they call it a koan, a question for meditation would be, if you had mirrors behind your eyelids, what would you see when you close them? What would you see when you closed your eyes? And I think that's a pretty good. It's not something that's necessarily supposed to be answered. But it's for specifically, like I said, for meditative purposes. See, if this question can prove to you that there is no location to your actual existence, the location really is like it's a subjective. It's a subjective existence, and so where we are really is all of space. We are consciousness. Consciousness in its, well, we're not just consciousness, I should say that. But we are, our origin of the sense of I, the sense of self, really is in the fact that we are observing or witnessing the perceptions that our brain is interpreting and whatnot. And so, like I said, when we die, it's kind of like waking up into that perspective of, if you can imagine a tree, you would see a tree from its birth to death, and you would see it also before it was born as a seed, and being eaten perhaps by a bird, and then crapped out, and then being grown from that spot that it fell onto. Things would be without the specific point, reference point of our perspective, the timelessness is another aspect of subjectivity, and space as well. There's no time, there's no location, just like how our perspective is constantly in a state of the world outside of, or the world of matter, the world of time is in a constant state of change, and yet you can see as you look through your eyes that your own consciousness doesn't change. Your own the problem is with also the definition of what we think of as consciousness. What is consciousness? It's being awake. When you're awake, it doesn't change. Everything about the world changes, but not that. The wakefulness, the awareness does not change during the process of the day. That is an unchanging aspect, and there we can see right from there that it is not an aspect of the physical or objective, as we call it, world. It is instead a subjective and a very intangible, inlocable, and intemporal existence, and further giving credence to the notion that we, when we die, the perspective becomes, I mean, the brain is a restricting, is a limitation upon which the consciousness can perceive. I mean, I would imagine it like consciousness can also, or would also be observing all of reality at the same time, including every atom. I mean, another aspect of this, which I'll get into, I guess, in the next video, is the fact that relative to nothing, everything is a singularity. An atom is the size of the universe relative to nothing. And so the immensity of the actual universe itself is in such contrast to the immensity of nothingness, which I believe they are both, in their own singularity, they are both infinities, one being endless, the other being infinitely complex. Anyway, I'll get into this into the next video. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, frankly. Yeah. Till next time.